Aventura is Italian for adventure, and when you couple the words adventure and Fiat, you could be reminded of a rugged station wagon from over a decade ago. But in recent times, the word Aventura became popular thanks to a compact orange crossover concept that gained a lot of traction at the 2014 Auto Expo. Well, the good news is Fiat is putting that concept into production, and the better news is it still looks as radical. The Aventura follows the same path as the Adventure, a rugged bodywork and an updated suspension setup that enables it to be better at tackling off-road and broken road surfaces than the hatchback that it is based on. While the previous Adventure had station wagon proportions, the Aventura is essentially a heftier Punto. It employs the Punto Evo's base design, so you have the new swept-back headlights with the extended brow. These don't have projector lights like the Concept though. The tail lights and the rear bumper-mounted fog and stop lights are the same as the hatchback too. But what gives the Aventura its distinction is the spare wheel on the tailgate. It isn't an eyesore, but you might take some time to digest the look of a Punto with a backpack. It's hinged over the rear bumper and operates independently of the boot lid. It adds an extra step when you want to access the boot and is sure to confuse the security guards at hotels and malls. Black cladding underscores the entire car, and it also incorporates the front and back skid plates. The chunky design for the front bumper makes the otherwise docile front look aggressive and contemporary. Complementing the adventure vehicle styling are the roof rails, the cladding on the doors, and the complementary matte black treatment even for the grille and the door handles. The Aventura's design has an air of sophistication to it, and unlike the other crossover-themed hatchbacks, this one looks like a purpose-built design rather than a mere plastic surgery on its donor. And it does manage to turn heads. Though largely similar to the interiors of the Punto, the Aventura does have quite a bit of changes that differentiate it from the Punto. The biggest one, of course, is this cluster here. You get a compass and a sinometer that gives you the pitch and roll angles. You also get a different color combination here. It's a nice black followed by this grey that has a nice leather texture to it, a soft touch finish, and you also have tan upholstery. It's a good color combination, a welcome change from the regular black and beige that you get in most of the hatchbacks. Interestingly, this is leatherite upholstery, but the backrest and the base, which basically are prone to sweat, those areas are finished in fabric, and that's a good thing. Coming back to this cluster here, it will show you the body roll as well. And there is a fair bit of body roll, so when you're pushing the car around bends, you can actually see the angle change. There's a tilt meter as well, so if you do plan to go off-roading, it will come in handy. But then this is not a proper SUV, so basic off-roading, going to a farmhouse, I think that should be good enough. Complementing that is the 205mm ground clearance, which Fiat claims is the best in class. And that is possible thanks to the new suspension setup. Now it's a stiffer setup, that is what has helped Fiat get the higher ground clearance over the Punto. And it also helps when you're pushing the car around bends. Like I said, there is a fair amount of body roll, but then the rebound damping is quite stiff, so the vehicle does remain stable, it does maintain its composure. That said, the car doesn't have a bouncy ride either. A comfortable ride quality and confidence-inspiring dynamics even at triple-digit speeds have always been the Punto's forte. It doesn't change with the Aventura. The car comes with 16-inch alloys and grippy 205-section tires. As far as the engines are concerned, compared to the Punto, which has a long lineup of engines, the Aventura is only restricted to the 90 PS versions, which again is a good thing because those are the more powerful versions. So you have the 1.4 litre petrol and the 1.3 litre diesel in the 90 PS tune, and that's the one that I'm driving right now. So like any other Punto diesel, this one has the same problem. There's hardly any juice under 2000 RPM. So you really need to keep the engine on the boil to get going. It gets a little irritating when you're driving in urban conditions because when you want to pull those overtakes, you need to downshift because you're hardly going to be above 2000 RPM in city conditions, especially in metros like Mumbai. So frequent gear changes is what gets a little irritating. Now the pedals in most Fiat cars are known to have that long travel, and that is something that you need to get used to. They haven't fixed that in the Aventura either. However, they also agree that because the clutch pedal travel was so long, Many people used to frequently stall the car, and that was a common consumer complaint. So what they have done is up that low end torque slightly so your vehicle doesn't stall that frequently. Now that is not a noticeable change, but I think for newbie drivers it should come in handy. And speaking of newbies, there is one unnerving bit, and that's the spare wheel. Because this car doesn't ship with any parking sensors by default, you really need to have a very good judgment of the vehicle and where that spare wheel is, else you're going to put it into a wall or a pole or into two-wheelers, and I've seen a lot of people doing that. Happens with the EcoSport as well. But the Aventura has a large glass house, and that not only makes the roomy cabin feel roomier, but also provides good visibility to the driver. What you will also like is the steering setup. I've always maintained that I love the steering setup on the Linea and the Punto. Same thing for the Aventura as well. However, you may not like it all that much because it is a tad too heavy for your urban commutes. But that said, it feels very direct, the feedback is very good. So compared to most of the hatchbacks, if you want a car that you want to drive your own and want to have fun, this is the better one to buy. But when I say fun, the Etios Cross and the updated Cross Polo are enthusiastic cars too, and a comparo between these three would be interesting. But we have to leave that for another day. Let's sum it up then. Now in terms of fit and finish, space and equipment, the Aventura comes across as a very capable package. Now Fiat is positioning this car as a lifestyle product, and I think they have done a fabulous job considering how fresh the Aventura is despite being based on a decade-old car.